time I come out on this trail, I run into a bison. It's a breezy, cool morning. It's still another beautiful day for a hike. I'm continuing my journey today, looking to summit the unnamed mountain, also known as Mount Mitchell. It's always pretty busy here on the weekend. A lot of people on the trail, and the parking lot was pretty full. I reached the junction where the trail branches off to Crab Eyes, but I'm going to keep heading out towards Sunset Peak. Taking this route counterclockwise today. I have been going clockwise. The trail this direction is really straightforward and smooth the first mile and a half, and then it becomes really rugged and hilly. There's a lot of routes winding through here. I can see, even on the map, it shows a lot of marked trails. I made it out near Sunset Peak, but I'm gonna bypass going up there today. This area below Sunset Peak permits backcountry camping, so I plan on doing that soon and hopefully find a better route up to the summit. I was here last July and did a video where I went up Sunset Peak and Crab Eyes, but it was really hot. I was looking to do some more, but cut it kind of short that day. There's a lot of brush encompassing Sunset Peak, and on the way up I took a steep direct route and it's just bushwhacking. But I found a gradual route on the way down, so I'm looking to find a better route like that as an out and back. I just got up on some high ground to see what route I'm going to take. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a descent down through here. Well, it seems as though I wandered back onto a trail, trying to avoid any scrambling over boulders and whatnot. Reached my first stream crossing. I think I should be able to walk across some of these boulders here. Looks like I'm going to be winding up through this canyon now. I reached the approach to the summit, but I think I'm going to take a break and find some shelter from the wind. Back on the trail again. I was going to wait till I made it to the summit to take a break, but my stomach was already growling. Kind of straight along this false summit right beside me. I think I'm gonna navigate around here up through the canyon on the other side. Getting close to the summit. I was coming up that canyon and then took a little gradual route to the side, but now I gotta head back over this steep rocks right here. A little bit of a scramble over these boulders, but nothing too difficult yet. This rock provides good traction, but it's rough on your hand and it'll tear up your pants if you're scooting around on it. I just bought some new cargo pants after tearing up my last pair of cargo shorts and cargo pants scooting across these rocks. Now I'm up near the top, kind of wandering around looking for the penultimate summit. Well, it's definitely just a pile of big boulders at the very top. Well, either this one or that one. That one looks like it's the highest. I guess if you want to be a purist, summiting is not enough. You gotta climb on top of the highest boulder on top. Yeah, right around these trees on it up. I think I got it. A little bit of exposure up here to the top. Thought it was gonna be a V2 boulder problem. Made it to the summit, the Unnamed mountain, also known as Mount Mitchell. Looked like someone stacked a few Charons on the other boulder I was looking at. There's a little hole that had worn out the top of this boulder. It's pretty windy up here. I don't have a mic and a windscreen yet. I can't really hear much of what I'm saying, so I'll try to keep it short. Looking back to the east, have a granite mountain, twin rocks. Behind there's Mount Lincoln, and the big one, Elk Mountain. Earlier I passed Sunset Peak. Got back down from there, kind of get out of the wind for a moment. So we're heading back down this canyon. You can see a lot of the large boulders, but go down to that canyon, you can kind of navigate around this stuff where you're not really doing any big bouldering or climbing. I think the summit worked out pretty good. I was still following the gentleman's route on Strava when I initially found this Wichita 6. You can see this unique landscape, how you have all these boulders and rocks coming up here, and then you look over here and it's really flat and grassy terrain. Yeah, I think the idea of creating this route is just make sure I'm avoiding any heavy brush or any other impasses, any sheer cliffs, and just a really navigable route. When you get in terrain like this, it's really going to be a scramble. I think so far the biggest challenge is find a good connecting route from Elk Mountain over to Mount Lincoln. Next thing will be finding a connecting route from here over to Granite Mountain. I think after I do my next video, which will be camping around Sunset Peak, then I'll just do a complete circuit and connect all the dots. I'm gonna put my phone away for a minute, make it back down through here. Need all hands on deck. About halfway back down this canyon, see the texture of this rock. As I've mentioned before, wearing some mechanic gloves is highly recommended. Of course, it was so cold this morning, I was only concerned about staying warm that I didn't bring my leather mechanics gloves, just my warm winter gloves. I've yet to mention also my stats. By the time I reached the summit, I was about 3.5 miles and 650 feet of gain. Well, back down through that little canyon. I think I'd have to wind around that way to the other peaks. I'm gonna start to make hay on the way back. This is one peak I had not done yet. I really didn't know. I thought there was 5 2,000 footers until I realized there was a 6th one. So now I've summed them all. But because it's so cool today, I wanted to play it safe and I really layered up. I got my emergency bivvy, I brought an extra jacket, but with all these layers, it makes it really difficult to move around on this rough terrain and climbing over boulders and whatnot. Really just want to get back into my shorts and trail running shoes and go really light and minimalist. This wind is really brutal. Notice all these charred logs, and that's why this past week they've had a lot of fire warnings with fire conditions at a high level. I got this bison up ahead, right in my path, staring me down to navigate around him. Guess I won the stare down. He turned around and started running the other way. I was trying to keep my distance and find a route to get around him. Another look over here at Sunset Peak I'm approaching. As I mentioned coming through here earlier, there's multiple trails, but it's a pretty open range. You can just find a direct line of sight across here and get where you need to get going. Oh, here's another skull. I honestly can't tell you if that's a elk or a bison. Yeah, excuse my ignorance. To imagine it's probably an elk, because I think a bison skull would still have the horns attached, and it's probably bigger than that thing. Back on an established trail now. Yeah, I mentioned doing Sunset Peak last summer, and I kind of just made a beeline to the summit, right up through there, through all that brush and everything. But then I took the gradual route back down. It seems like that's going to be the best way for an out and back. This trail kind of leads right up to the approach of Sunset Peak. I'm still picking my brain of whether I want to stick with that direct, straight up route, but kind of clear a path, or just do the more gradual ascent out and back. I think that's gonna wrap up this little adventure. Stay tuned for the next one.